Do you want corporations to be able to show up on your internet search results? For example, if a company like Ford wants their website to be shown first on the Google search results, they can. Or if they want their website to load as fast as possible and websites like Dodge to load a lot slower, they can if they pay Google enough money. Well, the law on net neutrality stops this from happening. Net neutrality keeps everything treated equally. Nothing gets blocked out of Google or other websites, or nothing gets loaded quicker or slower than any other one. So I can talk about this topic because I saw it on the Google homepage a long time ago, and I got really interested in it, and I searched it a lot. I've looked everything up. I read a lot of articles about it too, and I'm also doing this report about it, which I had to do research for it as well. So in this speech, I'm going to talk about how net neutrality started and how it's progressed throughout the years, and then I'm going to break down net neutrality as a whole because it's kind of difficult to understand. So let's talk about its history. PC World article says that it started in February 2004, and it started because providers wanted to block a lot of websites because they were paying more money and they wanted theirs to load faster than the others, or they just didn't want others up there anyways. But then FCC Chairman Michael Powell disagreed with this and proposed the 4 internet freedoms. And after he proposed those, it grew, and the 4 internet freedoms included net neutrality, which they are that consumers should have access to their choice of legal content, consumers should be able to run applications of their choice, consumers should be permitted to attach any device and choose to connect to their home, and then lastly, that finally, consumers should receive meaningful information regarding their service plans. These were the 4 internet rules that he thought that they should have. So after this, the FCC approves of the 4 internet freedoms and net neutrality embedded in there. And then in January, that was on December 2010, and then in January 2011, Verizon challenged their claims on the internet freedom, saying that it wasn't fully done and it was just inappropriate and they didn't have the regulations to do that. But the court throws out their claim out of the court, and then after a while they resubmit another claim to get rid of the internet freedoms. So now that we talked about the history, since there's no more things after that, they've only made slight decisions on it. It's still an ongoing law that needs to be passed. So now that we've talked about its history, let's talk about net neutrality as a whole. Becky Cook describes net neutrality as a simple paradigm in her article, which means that it's a lot of different elements all together in one, and then that also means that everything should be treated equally because they all work together. And then another example, Chad Sangsing, he describes it as a basic way, just as a definition that everything should be treated equally, there shouldn't be any stopping, and that there shouldn't be different speeds of which internet is loaded for how much money you pay. As an example of that from the Washington Post, online traffic is a big thing. So if a big company like Comcast, which is a television company, if they have Hulu pay them enough money, Hulu can have them load up their show Nashville or something faster than it is shown on the TV, so that people are more inclined to watch it on Hulu than on the TV because it loads faster, just because Hulu paid Comcast a lot more money. And then Marvin Armon said that there shouldn't be any favoring in different companies, that they should all be treated equally. And this is the easiest way to explain net neutrality, that jargon is just a jargon for internet traffic to be treated equally. Which for me, that's the easiest way to understand it, that everything should be treated equally and nothing should be blocked or nothing should be slower just because they pay more money. Like, people favor bigger websites and they have more money than lower websites, so they make them load slower and they show up lastly in the Google search thing, so people don't look at it as much. So in conclusion, I have shown you how big of an issue net neutrality is. It's growing the more dependent we are on the internet. And then I've told you how net neutrality started and how it's progressed through the years. I also broke it down for you and hopefully made you understand it as better as most as you can. So net neutrality is basically having rules to treat every website or corporation the same and equally, no favoring. And then I hope I can inform you more about net neutrality so you know what's going on with your service providers. Thank you.